Okay, guys, so don't mind the fact that I'm still in my money. I work from home on Monday, so I don't have to, get dolled up. And my hair is in Felicia braids because, hold on.
Heads up, there's smoke in this room. The alarm may sound. The alarm is loud. Smoke alarm silenced in this room.
I don't have to comb my hair because, no, not that I don't have to comb my hair. I don't take my hair down typically if I don't have any meetings because why would I waste a good braid out, But this is my first meal of the day for Operation 30. And I'm kind of familiar with how this goes. Right now I feel fine. But I am concerned of when the cravings come in, how I'll be. I'm also currently working with a dietitian, and something that we agreed upon was that within the first 60 minutes of me waking up, that I'll eat something, because I don't eat on a set regimen in the way that I should. And so, if you all don't know, I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is essentially a metabolic disorder that impacts your hormones. And so I've been living with it since I was in high school probably, but I've known about it for the last 5 years or so. And I figured out by myself, self-diagnosed, and then went and got some blood work done, and figured out what was going on. And so with PCOS, you have to be very, very conscious of how you eat, how you live your life, how you sleep, it's just a lot of things, or your body will literally go into haywire. You'll lose hair, you'll gain weight, your skin can break out. It's just so many factors. And I live a chaotic life. So PCOS is just not the vibe for the amount of stress and stuff that I be doing. And now that I'm turning 30, I want to really hone in on the information, first of all, and then also the just building better habits. And I've only met with her once. We have 4 scheduled calls. I'll only be working with her for a month, but I've already learned a lot about vitamins, and she already has me on some accountability plans, which is why I'm eating this right now, because she literally just messaged me hey, how was breakfast? It's 1:00 in the afternoon. I have not had breakfast. So this is breakfast. And she also has me on a sleeping schedule because I've been dealing with sleeping issues. And yeah, so I love kale, even though I burnt this first batch because I was multitasking. Hopefully I don't start to hate it. Last time I did this, I had some Brussels sprouts and I started to hate them. But yeah, this is day 29 day 30, day 1 of 30 for the sugar detox, and then day 1 of 85 for the Operation 30. And part of why also I'm doing this plan is because I just really am aware of how my body is doing. The Lord told me like 3-4 years ago, like, you need to go on a sugar detox for 30 days. And I didn't fully understand why. But the more I evaded the detox, the worse my body got. Because if you have PCOS, you're like 40 to 50% times more likely to get diabetes. And so the Lord was literally like, at the time, I thought the Lord was punishing me. Like, yeah, you just can't have sugar because I don't want you to. Like, I want you to suffer. But really, the Lord was like getting ahead because, the Lord sees the end from the beginning. So really what the Lord was trying to do is that he was trying to prevent things that he know I didn't want to happen. Like, I was diagnosed pre-diabetic last year or the year before last. My PCOS symptoms have gotten way worse. I've gained a lot of weight, which I'm really not pressed about. I'm really not pressed about the weight gain, but I am just aware that like gaining weight is not good for me if I'm pre-diabetic and I have insulin resistance. It just exacerbates some of the symptoms, which are like hair loss, like facial hair, like all these things that I just don't want. The Lord was like, hey, if you go on the sugar detox, I didn't know it at the time. He's like, you need to go on sugar detox. The Lord doesn't always explain himself. He don't always give reasons for why he says stuff. He say, do what you're supposed to do what I say, and then you'll see what happens after. And so I kept putting it off, and now I know he gave me that instruction because I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in now had I listened 3 years ago. And then on top of that, my family, there's like a generational thing of diabetes and addiction. Like, people don't really see food addictions as addiction, but like if you look in your bloodline, a lot of people are addicts. They're probably either addicts to drugs, and the people who aren't addicts to drugs, 9 times out of 10 are addicts to food. And unless they've actively went out of their way not to be addicts. So partially it was about the sugar, breaking the sugar. The sugar thing is about me resetting my system and obeying God ultimately. And then 2, breaking the generational curse of addiction. And that is like a long standing, like I know that's like a longer term battle. And I know God will have further instructions, because last time I did this, I was doing it, and after the first week of cutting out sugar, I was still eating meat and maybe like fruit. But by the second week, the Lord was like, I want you to cut out meat. And I was like, okay. And like doing this and still being able to eat meat is a lot easier than doing it and not being able to eat meat. By the second week, he was like, I want you to cut out meat. Like, we're going just, fruit and veggies. I'm like, straight. Okay, cool. Third week, he was like, actually, I want you to do it vegan. Like, I want you to be vegan. And I'm like, vegan? Like, by third week, I started to give up, because being a vegan just is not in the cards for me. I already have a very particular diet. So trying to be vegan while also cutting out sugar when I already have an icky relationship with food was just ridiculous. So all that to say, there's several reasons why I'm doing this sugar detox, and ultimately it's because I need to obey God, but also because my body needs it and my body deserves it, because I'm tired of being tired and in delay. Because like when you live your life in delay, everything around you is just slow. So this is all that. My rant while I eat breakfast. I also need to go to the grocery store because I need things that'll substitute for protein, like chickpeas and all things. Guys, I am out of the house today, or for the first time today. And that's because I have a nail appointment. My nails need some real help. So today's updates about not having any crack, aka sugar, are that I didn't automatically correlate the two, but I'm assuming like the fact that I feel kind of like bleh is because, one, I haven't really eaten much today just in general, and then on top of that, like I'm not eating sugar. So I'm gonna assume that that's what it is, because I just feel like literally it's like so gray and gloomy outside, and that's how I feel. Gray and gloomy. And also, like, part of this is gonna be a caffeine detox, because I drink iced chai, coffee, matcha pretty regularly, not every single day, but like almost every day. And so obviously caffeine is like a stimulant, so it's like a mood booster, and so it's like a double down of like no caffeine and no sugar. I still also have to do my 15 minutes minimum of activity too, which I think I'm just gonna go on a walk because I feel like bleh. And what's crazy is like I know that this is not even the worst. Like this is like the first day is like, girl, if you feeling stuff on the first day, like then you know. So I'm gonna be praying that I don't have a bunch of like side effects. I also need to take my supplements because I'm gonna have to up my like omega-3s, B12, calcium, because I'm not gonna be getting that like from like the things I would traditionally eat, like cheese and meat and bread and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to start taking supplements, which I have a ton of supplements already that should help. Also, I think like on the days where my cravings start to get too bad, I may start taking inositol, but I'm not sure yet. I just had a bag of chips that I found in my purse that I really, really wanted. It was some Lay's. Lay's are like my favorite chips, and I really want to eat them, but I just put them on the table and walked out because it's too early to be giving them. And I'm going to the nail shop, so after that I'll probably go on a walk, and then I have a meeting at 8:30, and so that meeting will probably take up the bulk of my night. So I may come back on. This is day one. I was in the bed most of the day. I'm assuming it's because of the sugar. I don't know if it's just because I'm like depressed or something, but I was in bed working most of the day, and I had that one bowl of kale, which I should have made another one before I got to the nail shop, because I know I'm going to be a little hungry at the nail shop. I think actually I may go to the grocery store after I leave the nail shop. So I just left the nail shop, and I also went to the grocery store. My other video cut off because I ran out of storage, and I'm on my phone and I don't have my camera, but I was able to get a couple things for dinner, and so I'm gonna end dinner. I'm gonna go home and cook dinner, and I will end the video here. Stay tuned for the next one. Day one is complete. 29 more to go.